Let's take a look at this expression. This is given. And we've got two pieces of information mentioning f4 is equal to 4 and f7 is equal to 108. Typically, with Desmos, we say the number of unknowns in the expression to find them out, we need as many pieces of information. But if you realize, in this question, they are not asking you anything about A, B, or N. And how is it that with just two pieces of information, we're able to get the graph for this expression here? The reason for that is if we rewrite this particular expression in this form, you realize that this particular expression, this becomes like one unknown. Hence, Desmos is able to process it further. Coming to finding the regression over here, we add a table, add the two values, 4 and 4, and also the values 7 and 108. Post that, what we need to do is write down the expression for the regression. Now here we need to be careful that we need to write y with a subscript of 1 because that's the table that we have defined, and that's from where we want the Desmos to pick up the values from. And this is the sign we use to find out the regression, and we write down the same way as we are seeing in the given form. And here when we're adding x, again we need to write down x1 so that it picks up the values from there. Completing the expression with n over here, we get our graph. Now, the way to go about it in normal questions would have been to write down this as f of x and pick up the values of a, b, and n from here and put this expression. And then in the next, you just write down f9 and get your answer. Why are we not able to do that right now? Because of the abstract number of decimal places here for A, B, and N, it makes it a challenge to write it in that form. So what we're going to do right now is just put our x equals 9 over here. Also, if you see your x-axis and y-axis scaled in such a way, you can set the x-axis between even 0 to 10. That's the range you're looking at, correct? So when we do that, now we can find out our point of intersection over here by just adjusting our Desmos. And as you can see, on adjusting the settings for x and y axis, we reach to our answer. Now, although it's much easier on Desmos, but only who are very familiar and are very comfortable with using Desmos would be able to do it like this. Secondly, I feel the concepts are being tested. So the main concept that you need to work on, like we discussed in our previous video, wherein we tried to solve it without Desmos, is what you should be focusing on. Although when you're familiar with it, you can use Desmos, not a problem, but you need to know the mathematical way of doing this question rather than just putting it in Desmos.